So as everyone knows, Charlie Kirk was assassinated, murdered a week or so ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. There's something about this whole situation, aside from just the violence, that is deeply disturbing to me, deeply unsettling. I wasn't sure if I should make this video. I'm just some guy. I live in Australia. Um, obviously I'm an outsider looking in, and we're in a very different situation here, but we are part of this sort of global society. And, I don't know if this video sort of fits into what this channel is trying to be about, but I feel distressed for his family. I've got a couple of kids myself, and young kids, and if they saw me get murdered, I mean, that's about the worst thing I can think of. And at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk, he was just some guy. He had his politics and his opinions, but he was just some dude. He wasn't. I know people that have similar politics or beliefs to him, and like the only difference is he's got a massive social media following and all that, and they don't. And if they got killed for their opinion, I mean, like, what do you say? There is something really unsettling about this whole thing, and I think part of it is that it's really shone a light on these elements, these growing elements in society that think violence is the best way to deal with these problems, the best way to deal with a difference of opinion. And that's on both sides, whether you're, left, right, atheist, Christian, whatever. There's a growing trend, especially among young people, that violence or this kind of political violence is justified. There's been lots of videos showing these people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I think that is demented. It's distressing to think that there are people that you're working with, people that you interact with on a daily basis, that might celebrate your death because you have a different opinion to them. And following on from that, I think the response that I've seen in the media from both sides, the left and the right, has been idiotic. On the left, you'll often see these responses like, I don't condone violence, but he, deserved, he was this and he was that, and he had this opinion and blah, blah, blah. The only correct answer is political violence is bad. We don't want it. Full stop. Whatever his opinions were is irrelevant. Doesn't matter. To try and justify his death, like they're all this and the right are this and Republicans and they're all bloody fascists and they're trying to destroy society and blah, 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 is idiotic. I know people that have very similar views to Charlie Kirk and similar politics, and if one of them got killed for their views, for their opinions, I could not give a shit about what your justification is. They're people that have families, and killing them for their opinion. It's not even like they're like these, dictators or something that are causing harm. They've just got a different opinion. Like, you realize that. It's just a different opinion to your opinion. They're just looking at the political landscape from a different side than what you are. And because of that, you're justifying why they needed to get killed. It's actually a new kind of identity politics. It were a few years ago, people on the conservatives were always whinging about, identity politics of the left, and you got to categorize everyone and da-da-da. But this is a new kind of identity politics where it's like, on you people on the left, you're all amoral monsters and you don't give a shit about this. And if you're on the left, you love violence. You want to kill. If you can't beat us, you're going to try and kill us. And then people on the left looking at the right, you guys are all fascists and you don't care about free speech and blah, blah, blah. If you are affiliated with a conservative, you're a neo-Nazi or whatever it is. It's a new kind of identity politics, and it gives me a sinking feeling. It gives me a sinking feeling. And it's not much better over on the right or the conservatives. At the drop of a hat, we're at war. This means war. We're going to fight, and they started it, and now we're going to finish it. And I saw this conservative, like apologist Christian guy on YouTube, who normally I think is quite reasonable. I quite like him. He's just a reasonable guy. And he's talking about you can kill us, but you can't kill our ideas, and you can't kill the truth, and we'll keep coming back. And, when we're at war, we're never going to give up, and we'll fight and fight and fight. I mean, it's just insane. It seems insane to me. They'll go on to say that the people on the other side, that the mask has fallen off. The truth of atheism or the left is revealed. The mask has fallen off. They're all amoral monsters, and because that guy was celebrating his death, it just shows that they have no morals, and that I don't know about you, but it doesn't seem to me to be a very helpful way to view things. I mean, at the time of making this video, they're not even sure what the motivations of this guy was that killed Charlie Kirk. Could have been a political, could have been religious, maybe he just didn't like the guy. To start the finger pointing and, your side is the cause of all, it just is not helpful and nonsensical. And I think that is the true source of all this, of the problem, if you want to call it that. In a sense, social media and the fact that everyone is so online now, it creates these echo chambers, and you are just pinging off the same ideas. You're just hearing the same thing regurgitated over and over and over. I don't know what the answer to all this is. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just some dude. I don't know shit about shit. As I said, these sort of online algorithms, they just find what your zone is, and they just feed you more and more slop from that zone. What I would suggest, what I'd like to suggest, this is what I've done, is unsubscribe to literally every single person or channel that you follow on YouTube or elsewhere. Unsubscribe to them all, and then resubscribe to people who have the exact opposite opinion that you have. The reason I suggest that, they're probably not going to change your mind. If you hold your beliefs strongly, they're not going to change your mind. But what you're going to do is see that the people on the other side of the fence are just people. They're just people. They're not amoral monsters. They're not out to get you. They're not, I mean, some people are. Some people are out to get you, and some people are freaking insane. And as I said, some people they think violence is the way to solve all this stuff. But put that to the side. Listen to enough of this stuff, to listen to enough differing opinions, and you can find people that you like, but you'll realize that they're just people. They're just people. They got kids, they got wives, they got husbands, they got parents, grandparents, they got hopes and dreams, they got beliefs, they got all of that, just like you do, but they just see it a slightly different way. Like I said, the whole thing gives me a very uneasy feeling. I'm hoping that it settles down.